name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is November 12th, 2025. It is 4:52 a.m. So I'm so happy I finished edit whatever I recorded yesterday. So I create a new list. There's a lot I could add to the list, but I don't think if I add more to this, I will be able to finish because I have an appointment to go to later. So let's get started. First tweet. I think I have this on the list, but it's further down. Let's bookmark it, retweet it. I didn't listen to it yet, but I want to make sure I have it somewhere I could see it, just in case. First tweet. Let's pause. Maybe I should have put that. Okay, I'm gonna make a switch here. Since this is the first one, that video that I just showed you, I retweeted, I'm gonna put it right after this, since this one has to do with the UK media. All right, so it's next. Let's see here. Phew, the man said it with his entire chest. Happy Veterans Day, Prince Harry. Okay, oh, it's only 11 seconds. Let's listen.
Harry's the only member of the royal family that's actually currently served in a war. So none of the other royal family have actually served. Harry's the only member of the royal...
Okay, so there's that. So what did Andrew did? Then they say he was in the military too. So what did he actually do? I've heard things about the Falkland War or something like that. So I don't know. Let's see here. Not to mention, Captain Wells continues to this day to support the veterans, not just on one day and not just for the photo app. We are Invictus, proud that Prince Harry continues to serve this. All right, I can hear things breaking. Oh, Lord. For some reason, I think there is... not the royal family, that machinery who's behind the, how will I say it? There is a force that is going on here. A group of people who's working in a disguise kind of way. They dictate how certain things go. You don't see their faces, but they have people, places to carry out their work. I cannot explain it. It may sound stupid, but this is what I'm feeling. Right now, that particular group, we cannot see. They work in a shadow. I think right now they are at a phase where they want not only the US, you see what's happening in the US, self-destruction, okay? Also in the UK, they want the royal family to do their self-destruction as well. They already got them, especially with the Andrew thing and so many things and so many ways doing immoral things. So now this is the fallout, the domino effects of these two superpowers. So those people who's working in the shadow, they are at their next phase to not disrupt. The thing's already disrupt. Crumble. Okay, crumble those two huge empires. When you look at the US and the UK, they're like sisters, brothers and sisters, but we don't see it fully. It's like the Heritage Foundation is doing the work for them. Okay, it's very sad that many Americans don't see it. African American can see it. Maybe not the same way that I see it, but they know when the wrong is being done. But those people who's working in the shadow, it's very sad to see that most Americans don't see what is happening. But anyway, let's continue. What I just said may sound crazy. I'm gonna leave it anyway because this is what I'm feeling right now. All right, there's the laugh here. Ouch, that clap back slap hurt. And I can hear it all the way in London. Girl, you should see the entire clip. He was so annoyed with Papi Gate. he was basically like, what the F y'all want her to wear a poppy for? She's American, LOL, okay? And let's not forget, I think it was last year, there were some tweets, I probably just shared it in old videos, where last year Meghan had wore a poppy. The royal rats were complaining. This year she didn't wear anything, they're still complaining. So what the hell? Alright, they were crashing out over a non-poppy. Meanwhile, UK taxpayers just pay for a 9,000 or 900. Just pay for a 900 one. That's how much it costs? Princess Kate 900 poppy took 12 hours to make. Are you freaking kidding me? It costs that much for this? Can they use what they did last year? What in the name? Sometimes I think the UK, I think I've said it when they're renovating the castles, and I used to bring up things, or don't they have people, contractors to come and bid for the work, or do they just use one particular company and to do the work for them? So it's almost like this. Whenever there is a way of spending something where the people's gonna see it, I think they overcharge. Whatever they put on their annual report, they overcharge it, and then the rest, they do whatever it is that they want. This cannot be $900. Oh my God, let's see here. And you know this because Meghan told you, please go jump in the well, fool. Meghan, LOL. Let's see here. She got her, how do you call this? Her receipt. Okay, so that's from Hello Canada. During this year's National Service of Remembrance, Princess Kate made a subtle change to her usual look, wearing a single poppy instead of her customary 3, a gesture she has used in past years to honor those who died in the First World War and other conflicts. This year, only a limited number of these beautiful handcrafted pieces were made by the world's oldest hat shop, Lack & Company, with all proceeds from the design going to the Royal British Legion. Princess Kate 900 poppy took 12 hours to make. $900. Oh my God. It's HRA Princess Catherine, the charity that sells poppies, see any of the 900 quid. It does seem a bit ridiculous for something she will only wear for a couple of hours top. Bet it won't come out again next year. The media are really scraping the bottom of the barrel for things to mourn about. HRH, the Princess of Wales, if all they got is that she only wore one poppy. There's the rolling eye. But the pricing, $900. So pretty much, okay, let me go back. This is from Hello Canada. So the other derangers was saying, did Meghan tells you? And then Nelly was like, Meghan? Are you freaking kidding me? This is where she got it from. This is why the British veteran should hold Harry in the highest esteem. Last 100% because playing and fake crying of Remembrance Day. Thank you, sir, for speaking the damn truth to power. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. The one that I just move around. It's another video. All right, let's pause. It's exactly a minute. 1. It's still funny hearing those exhausted, out of breath derangers in real life, always blurting out the crazy thoughts they've been having with themselves. 2. Even the roto rats now get that Meghan has no interest in breathing the same air they do. It's exactly a minute. Let's listen. Come on.
You say you'd like to have Harry back, but with Harry, Meghan would come back. It would cause chaos in the royal family, and it would break it all up again. It's disastrous to have Harry back, I think, because she would come back. And you can imagine what William and Kate would do about it.
I mean, there would be a moment when they'd be required to appear together, and we'd all print that picture from a few years ago and then print the...
Is there, though? Because, you know, Harry did come back from the coronation. Meghan did not come back with him. Harry came back for a week last month. Meghan did not come with him.
Although she did go to Paris for the fashion.
I think Meghan's time with the
So
UK is...
what this woman is saying, although she went to the fashion, yeah, and she has no business in the UK. You guys literally told her to leave, go back to America. What was she supposed to do? You guys literally told her to go back on national television.
Piers, if you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
Of course she's gonna go to Paris because this is where her interest is. They invited her.
It's done. I don't think she wants to come here. I don't think the public feel that warmly towards her here. So actually, I would disagree with you. I think it is possible for Harry to come back regularly while still being happily married in Montecito without Meghan and pick up little.
This is what Harry and Meghan have said from the very beginning. 50-50. This is what he wanted to do. And this is why the squad loved that broken printer. Because they told him the printer wasn't working and they finalized what they wanted Harry to do was to leave the UK.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between, a compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death, like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
And that's exactly what he did. And he has answered this question. Do you ever see a day where you're gonna come back or something like that? Whatever. And Anderson Cooper asked him.
Can you see a day when you would return as a full-time member of the royal family?
Harry didn't even hesitate to think. Literally, Anderson Cooper didn't even finish the sentence, the question. Harry said no.
As a full-time member of the royal family?
Okay? So you guys are freaking crazy. You wanted, okay, first of all, Charles wanted to slam down the monarchy. Now it is slamming. William and Kate and probably the others who felt like they wanted to capture the spotlight wanted Harry and Meghan out. They are out. What else do you want from them? They took his home, Frogmore. He said he wanted to keep Frogmore as his headquarters, so when he come to the UK to do whatever it is, and then he could stay there. But his father took it away from him. What do you want him to do? Oh my God. Let me move it back slightly.
For Harry to come back regularly while still being happily married in Montecito without Meghan and pick up little bits of his life here that he still misses and he enjoys.
Oh, let's not forget the security. They don't even want to provide him with security. When he is coming, he has to keep it quiet. And now the thing that he does when he goes back to the UK, that's his own personal thing. Has nothing to do with the royal family. He's done with. Oh my Lord.
It's hard to think she would want him to come back with the children without her. I mean, that's very hard to imagine. And
it's not hard to imagine. Harry already responded to that. He said he's not coming back. Everything that he wanted to do, you guys refuted, but now all of a sudden you want. This is something I have said in the past. Harry cannot do the 50-50 anymore. Before he left the UK, he wanted to make sure everybody was on the same page. That way, when he leaves, he knows what he needs to do without thinking of, variables, things that he cannot control. If the royal family had told him, yes, we want 50-50, guess what? Some of the deals, agreements that he's having with different companies, with different things, yeah, some people might see him, well, the derangers think some of the deals he's making with big companies is because he's a prince. Maybe there might be some truth to it to a certain extent. But the people he's making deal with, guess what? They all about money. If Harry does not hold his part of the bargain, guess what? They will treat Harry just like anybody else. Take him to court and show the contract. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. I want my money back. Okay? So now that Harry's in the state, he's making deal with huge companies, who knows, billion-dollar deal with people. The moment his signature goes on that dotted line, he needs to hold whatever the document says, along with his wife. So when he was making those deals, the thinking of the royal family was not in his periphery because they literally told him to get out. They want nothing to do with them.
I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
So he didn't think of them when he was signing this stuff. If the 50-50 was implemented, so when he is signing those deals, or even before he signed the deals, there will be a discrepancies. I'm not a lawyer, but this is how contracts work, okay? Before he signed his name at the dotted line of whatever contract, there will be some sort of a clause, okay, that will relieve him to either postpone certain engagement or his end of the bargain, or they will work around him depend on whatever agreement Harry had with his royal family. He would have told those people, whether it's Netflix or whoever he's making contract with, said, look, at a certain times, I need to go back to the UK to work in the family business, which is the royal family, and do certain things. I will not be available to do A, B, C, or D. Guess what? If the people he's signing with don't agree, guess what? Harry will not put his name on the contract. If the people he's making deal with agree, so there is an understanding that, okay, let's say in December, Harry will not be there, or in March, Harry will not be there. So they don't call him to court. So when you're making deals, signing contract with people, there is a understanding between parties what each one of them are supposed to do so money can exchange. The royal family told him, get the hell out of there. And that's what he did. So from that point on, any agreement he's making with any businesses or big deal, the UK is not in his periphery at all. Okay? So Harry cannot just get up and go back to the UK. No, he cannot. This is why when he goes to the UK, I believe it was in September, I covered some of these. All right? He stayed there for whatever amount of days. He did his thing, pop, and then he left. Okay? So these people are playing with, they think Harry is a kid. He has a life to live. He has family to feed. He has bills to pay in the US. You think that huge 16-bathroom that he has, if he doesn't pay his taxes, you think the US government is going to care if Harry's a prince? They're going to take it away from him. So he has to work his butt off to keep up with the taxes and things like that. This is the thing William don't understand. He's seeing the glamorous things at the end, the finished product of Harry and Meghan's engagement. He thinks it's fun and game. That's because Harry and Meghan know how to interact with people. They make it seem like it's easy. But the hard work behind it to keep up with the contracts that they're signing with, you think anybody will not sue them? The court is there for everybody. Many times I have said this. Like they're complaining, Harry this, Harry that, and his book spare, this and that. I'm like, the court is open for anybody. Okay, if they have any issues with whatever Harry said or Meghan said, the court is open. All right? They think, in the US, you think they care if Harry is a prince or not? Oh my Lord, these people are freaking ridiculous. Everything stopped with the royal family the moment they kick him out. Alright, so now from that point on, he's making deals, contracts with huge people, huge companies. He can't just get up and leave. And then the royal family don't even know what they want. This is why Harry wanted to make sure everything is in order before he left.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened, but I know and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
With as much respect. Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
So if the royal family don't even know what they want, they can't even do things properly. They're letting idiots, men in gray suit, to run things for them. And when Harry said something, they want to kick him out. Okay, you have men in gray suit have power over the king, telling him to remove certain people's name on his lawsuit or else. So the royal family is not organized for Harry to go over there and said, okay, I'm gonna be there. And then at a flip of a moment, they change their mind. It can't be done like that anymore. Okay, let me read some of the comments. I went on over. Imagine the king of a nation standing by while his daughter-in-law, the only person of color in the family, is bullied and dehumanized in public. This isn't silence, it's complicity. One called the Rhoda could end it, but it's clearly by design. Charles should be ashamed. He still think having his youngest son and family away recenter focus on him, but long after he's gone, he will be still called King Tampon, Sausage King, or the Racist King. It's astonishing how they reduce Meghan to the level of common crook, stripped of basic human decency because of pure vile misogynoir. They never saw her as worthy of respect, no words. All while the likes of Fergie roam free of judgment, endlessly excused. This is why people with integrity need to stand up and say they're part of the nonsense that these people are playing. All right, they want mediocrity, immorality, all those negativity to be the norm. But when someone, maybe let's say someone with decency, made a mistake, okay, and fall on the category of some of the nonsense that these people are doing, those immorality, even that there might be a gray line in between where the person did something by mistake, they will, go at the rooftop to dehumanize that person of that one mistake. But them, they consistently live by, breathe by, eat by the stupidity. They want people to clap for them. Oh my God. All right, let's see here. And if one thing is going to be exposed, it's how vile and openly racist these people have always been. I'm also glad Meghan, being the strong woman she is, recognized that and said, let's go. There's no point in being in same space as those people. Anyway, doing the job. Okay, to me, it makes my skin crawl that they speak about Harry as if he's deadbeat husband and father who will abandon his family at the drop of a hat. Okay, this is another branch of it, but at the same time is exactly what I'm saying. They think Harry could just get up and leave. He can't do that anymore. Oh my Lord. They said they want Harry back. Well, with it will mean a divorce from Meghan and abandonment of his children. And Rhoda speaks of Harry as someone who's literally living a double life. happy and married in Montecito, and then fly back to the UK to be the old Harry. Yeah, he can't do that anymore. And the thing is that you think if he goes back, they will at least change the royal rights and his family will change? No, they will double down. Just remember during the Queen funeral, how they treated Meghan, okay? That, for instance. Okay, and once again, they are answering the very important question of why isn't William and Kate enough? They are apparently the most popular royals, so why aren't they enough to keep the ship afloat? Okay, Will and Kate will never be enough because obviously too lazy, works less than 2 weeks time in a whole year. Also, I laugh at the fact that they started doing this with audience stores because every time since it's live, we also experience how delusional the voter also is. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I need to move on. Okay, whatever's on the screen. I never knew Voda and Kate did one of these live shows. And I'm certainly not surprised that the lady asking the question sounded like she was 80. They all do now. Meghan and Harry stay big business. Even Hello, The Telegraph, and The Fell started occasionally doing them as well. That lady being in her twilight years and spending ticket money just so she can gossip on the fake news is how far the derangement syndrome has gone. See, this pisses me off. It's all nice that Harry wants to keep going back to reconnect with his family and home country, but this makes me realize he's indirectly giving these racists what they want. Yeah, but this is why I say he goes back to do his own thing that has no attachment with the royal family. Look at this, the donation that he made, I think is $1 million for that particular charity or organization. They were upset about it. Okay, let me leave it alone. Him back without his wife, which I find incredibly disrespectful. All due respect, Harry doesn't go back for those people. There it is. Not even to make amends with his family. Harry has always had obligation in the UK. Charities secure his royal inheritance. So the fact he popped by, it's always about duty. I don't think he will ever allow to be controlled. All right, that was pretty much that. There's no connection with the royal family. He goes back to do his own thing. This is the thing probably the royal family then know. And like I said, Frogmore House, Frogmore Cottage, this is what he had said. He wanted to keep it as his headquarters whenever he's in the UK. So the royal family didn't even know. Harry was doing other things beside doing engagement for the royal family. So there's a lot of other charities Harry's dealing with. This is why he wanted, first of all, Invictus. And then Santa Bali. I don't know the situation of Santa Bali right now. Santa Bali was registered in the UK. Now with that Chanduka, I don't know what happened with it. So Harry knew that there are things he's doing in the background that is completely detached from the royal family. So when he goes back to the UK, he would have stayed at Frogmore Cottage and do his business. The father took it away. They don't want to provide him with security. And then they want, how many days? 28 days notice before he comes. So who knows what they're going to plot against him. So when he's doing his thing, he just pop up and then leave. There's no place to stay. So why he needs to tell these people things? I did say whatever is there, that's it. Okay, let's pick a new one here. I hope this is not a video by itself. Okay, it's almost hilarious how the royal royalists are craving Harry to come back, even if it's for a short period. But it's nauseating that they also make it clear that they also want the kids who turn out to look white so they can exploit them, but let the biracial women stay home. Okay, I'm so glad she openly rejected them, because a couple of years ago, every year, it was a will she, won't she scenario. But now the stories have completely died, and yes, she will never expose her children to the people who made her feel less than. Okay, there's the laugh here. What is that voice at the beginning? Sound like someone who is running out of battery. Okay, I thought she wouldn't finish her question. It's interesting how the public and UK media often fail to hold William and Kate accountable for the chaos that ensued. They exhibit poor impulse control and employ various tactics to push Harry and Meghan out, okay? All while harboring jealousy over the Sussex's star power. 100%. 100%. If it was a business, how do you let your store employee exit and 6 years later it is still hurting you? Oh my God, some really good question here. Okay, let me pick another group. The worst thing is that they want Meghan to let her children come over here without her. Meghan was thrown to the wolves. There is no way that she will ever let that happen to her precious children. I hope Meghan and Harry can keep them far away from the UK press and that disgusting family for as long as they can. I can imagine how they be talked about the day they appear in the newspaper. If in the UK they paparazzi shot will be taken and Charles will say nothing to protect. When will they get it that Meghan is done with them? Harry too, in terms of he's not coming back to work for the royal family. Tell me about it. Like with the coronation and also the statement she released when they were trying to generate interest for the coronation with her name, I knew then she was done. Okay, what is this? This is new to me. The Duchess of Sussex is going about her life in the present, not thinking about correspondence from 2 years ago related to conversation from 4 years ago. Any suggestion otherwise is false and frankly ridiculous. We encourage tabloid media and various royal correspondents to stop the exhausting circus that they alone are creating. I don't know if I read this somewhere before. I don't remember it. Ancient, decrepit, hateful, with one foot in the grave. Like monarchy, like fan. That's the laugh here. Okay, let's leave that alone. Almost 30 minutes. Next tweet. Okay, there's this here. It's great to watch the Andrew scandal on global headlines and the UK media inability to scapegoat Prince Harry and Meghan for it. For the first time in 9 years, the royal family can get out of this one by feeding Harry and Meghan to the wolves. What a royal family to do without its usual scapegoats. Alright, 2 minutes and 39 seconds. There'll be screenshot. I hope there's no music.
I genuinely feel that I and we are exactly where we're supposed to be. And we've made it to the other side.
It's amazing how things come full circle that you never think about. I gave a speech the night of our wedding, which is atypical for a bride in the UK, I think.
Very.
I have it on my phone. I can read it to you. Should I read it?
From your phone?
Am I going to be able to read that?
Try.
On to the crux of why I wanted to speak tonight. First of all, it's been a while. That got a big laugh. But mostly I wanted to share a story that I wrote about the man that I love and the way that we met. Let's call this a modern fairy tale. Once upon a time, there was a girl from LA. Some people called her an actress. And there was a guy from London. Some people called him a prince. All of those people didn't fully get it, because this is the love story of a boy and a girl who were meant to be together. They meet on July 3rd, 2016 in London, and they giggle endlessly. So the next day they have their second date and he brings her cupcakes because it's 4th of July. A bittersweet celebration, he says. Ironic, really. Her country's independence from his country. Yet in this moment they know they don't want to be independent of each other. And after a month of long-distance courtship, they settle into the quiet of Botswana. And amidst whatever momentary worries that creep in, they look at each other and think, whatever world we're in. They would love and garden and travel and laugh and rack up more air miles than any couple could have. And when the tides were rough, they squeezed each other tighter. Nothing can break us, they'd say. For this love, she was a fighter. I appreciate, respect, and honor you, my treasure, for the family we will create and our love story that will last forever.
Oh my god, this is perfect to end this video.
I genuinely feel...
I have more on the list, but let me read some of these and that'll be the end of this video. Actually, I'm gonna take a shower before I wake up my kids, and then we'll see. You're spot on. The world is no longer willing to make excuses for the unroyals and inadequacies, which includes a massive disconnect with the people they purport to serve. Their disconnect with the people they supposedly serve is massive indeed. All right, yes, but I wonder if they really don't know what people need, or do they know and are so self-indulgent that what they need comes first? I think it's a latter. Okay, they know for sure. They're just being selfish. They still, okay, wow, my eyes is getting blurry with this. They still try every day, and the daily fare in particular, but somehow I don't think it's lending as it used to. Meghan is thriving. Yeah, this is one of the things I have said. Because back then, the squad were pushing back. Okay, every nonsense that they were saying about Meghan in particular, the squad were there. Okay, the original squad is. I'm not one of those, okay, who knew Meghan way before she met Harry. So when the papers started saying that BS, some of the squaddies were pushing back and said, no, that's not her. So this is where the problem started, where the squad were pushing back against those headlines. It's just not lending anymore. It's to overuse. That's right. This is their blueprint. That's all they know. Yet they still try to rope them, and from thousands of miles away, I shudder to think how they will have been scapegoated over this if they still live in the viper's nest. It will have been a nightmarish time for them. It's a miracle that they got away when they did. Well, let's thank William for that, okay? William thought he got everything under control, okay? The papers at his fingertip, everything under his control. So yeah, he could get the spotlight. The papers could write all the positive things for him, whatever. But his behavior, they could give him the spotlight, but when he's on the spotlight, he's acting like a freaking robot. People don't understand robotic people. He went to South America, Brazil. Pictures that were coming out from Brazil, it was unbelievable. And I'm like, they probably don't like him. All the bad pictures were coming out. They would show a picture of him putting his hand in his trousers. I'm like, what? So you could get all the people to write positive things for you, but the people you're connecting on a daily basis, not daily basis, but to the public, you're like a freaking robot. And once those pictures reaches the squad, oh my God, the squad just make fun of it. Alright, so there's this here says, amen. They're still trying like heck to change the narrative back to scapegoating their favorite royals. Favorite because they report on them like a heroin addiction. It's not working this time. Yep, I adore this couple. There's the loving eye. I have to admit, the thing is that Harry and Meghan focus on themselves. If Harry and Meghan were answering back to every headline, so they will have something to talk about. So what Harry and Meghan have been doing, just focus on themselves. Their work speaks for itself. Their work speaks for themselves. So people, all the headlines, the negative headline that they're putting out there, make people think twice and say, wait a second, there's Harry and Meghan doing this. They're doing gala thing. They're donating here. They're volunteering here. What the hell are you talking about over there? Okay, this is what's happening here. Harry and Meghan are doing their own thing. They're pushing back, but by focusing on themselves. And meanwhile, the leftovers are completely negative. They don't know what's happening in the US with Harry and Meghan. So when they're writing their headlines, people who don't even care about Harry and Meghan, but when they see the headlines in the UK, and then in comparison, what the US is reporting on, is like, what the hell? Okay, this is why they don't want them to go out. They want them to stay hiding. So the headlines, the negativity that they're putting out there, that's all people see. But when Harry and Meghan are out volunteering, doing things, you hear stories about World Central Kitchen. They're donating here to Africa. Africa too, but I was thinking more of Jamaica. This kind of things. So people are saying, what the hell is the UK talking about? Okay? So that's the next level of the pushback. At the beginning, the squad were doing their things, but now Harry is doing their own thing. That's something I responded to. Someone had liked. notification. Let's see if I could see it. It's about cherry on top or something like that. Let me pause and find it. Never mind, I can't find it, but I did highlight it in one videos before, but forget it. Okay, let me read what's there, and then that will be the end of this video. Okay, I adore this couple. There's the loving eye. I have to admit that after watching Lonnie interviews about his book, I'm starting to think the Sussexes had a point about the royal family tactics with the press and silence on many fronts. There's the heart here. Harry grew up with them. He knows. Unfortunately, it's because they instructed British media to let him fry for it. Is it fry? Fry for it, because it serves the interest and end goal of the heir and by extension the royal family. If the scandal didn't serve his interest, Prince William would have instructed the media to make up, regurgitate the same old past 9-year lies. There's the heart here. But they have tried. Time and time again, they have put Harry and Meghan as the but. This what they have done. Try as they may, it's not working. Mr. and Mrs. Henry Mountbatten Windsor soon. There's that. Okay? So, it doesn't matter. I mean, I think this person trying to say about the title, but alright, so this is what I put here. As a matter of fact, it would be best so people like you can stop talking about titles that Harry and Meghan don't care about. Harry had offered the title back and you people did your petition, yet nothing. Just get on with it. Harry and Meghan have moved on. Alright, so there's the relinquish thing I put, and then the screenshot of the petition. Alright, let's do this, and that's it. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so I'm gonna put the video here, and that is it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.